Hello, and welcome to this review of Leigh Whannell's 2025 Wolfman film. I just got out of the theater after seeing this, and I just wanted to give my thoughts on it briefly. So to kind of set up the scene, they give us some lore right off the bat about a hiker that went missing. This is literally pops up right on the screen right as soon as the movie opens, in 1995. And then we see a young Blake. Blake is our one of our main characters. He and his father are getting ready to go out hunting and subsequently hunting right after. Um, it shows Blake kind of getting separated from his father and to go get a better shot at a deer that they're hunting. And he looks through his scope and he sees a mysterious figure in the distance that is looks like a bipedal bear, I guess, or a bipedal wolf. Um, and then his father comes up from behind him, jump scares you a little bit, and this is kind of like a local legend for the area. They have a thing where no one go out after dark, or that's what his dad says, not to be out after dark. And then they go into I can't think of what those things are called, the deer blind. And they're hiding from the Wolfman. But he comes up towards them, but the Wolfman gets distracted by a deer, and he runs off after the deer, and then they get away from that scene, and they get back home. And then after this, it kind of fast forwards about 30, I think they said 30 years later, to present day, because if that was 1995, it would be 2025, to when they fast forward to. And we see Blake again. He is with he's a father with his daughter, and they establish right off the bat that Blake and his daughter are very close, and Charlotte, the mother, played by Julia Garner, she is kind of the breadwinner in the situation. And they're eating dinner, and they get a note that Blake's father had passed away, or he was declared dead. They had suspected that he was dead anyways, but they find out officially, named by the governor, he is dead. So that's the premise that pushes our characters from their lifestyle in some city. It's not. I don't believe they established what city it is. It looks like it's probably New York. To get them to go to Oregon, the mountains of Oregon, where Blake grew up, where his father was living, and go to his barn to clear it out. And that's what you see a lot in the trailers. You see them in the moving truck after they had crashed. I don't want to go too far into spoilers right now, but that's kind of what gets them to move from A to B. And this all happens within the first like 20 or 30 minutes or so of the movie. I personally liked the beginning and the middle of the movie, but I felt like despite this movie not having a super long run time, how long was it? About an hour 43. I felt like it could have ended a little sooner, it could have possibly set up. It could have gone two different ways, maybe even three different ways to set up a decent sequel, but they didn't go any of the directions I felt like made sense or they should have gone. And that to me was really the biggest letdown. I feel like the movie just wanted to close the story, which is okay, but I felt like you could have set up possibly a fun, interesting sequel, but they didn't want to do that, and that's fine. But to me, it took away a little bit from my overall enjoyment of the film. It's not bad. It's a January horror release, so you don't expect a masterpiece. I personally would give it like maybe a 7.5 out of 10. I'm pretty generous with my ratings a lot of times. But I didn't dislike it. I think it could have ended maybe 5-10 minutes sooner than it did, but it's not long. It doesn't necessarily overstay its welcome. It's just, it could have been a little shorter, in my personal opinion. But I don't have any major complaints besides I felt like they could have ended a little better. And they gave away a little too much in the trailers, but not as much as you think they gave away. That's probably the closest thing to a spoiler I will say. But anyways, If you're interested in werewolf movies, I'd say go check it out. If not, you can wait for it to come to streaming or whatever.